I started Best 360 back in 2018, and this was when the Insta360 One X first launched. It was the first ever consumer 360 camera. And when that camera launched, I knew that this technology was going to change the action camera market forever. My name is Shanil, and I'm a 360 video creator and 360 coach for my own company called Best 360. So my company, Best 360, is made up of 4 parts. The first part is content creation. So I create 360 video content for brands and companies, and I try to offer them unique angles and perspectives that cannot be done with a normal camera or mobile phone. The second part is the online course. So I teach people and businesses how to use 360 cameras creatively online. And the third part is I make my own accessories, such as the 360 camera stand called the Best 360 Monopod. I sell it on Amazon and 50 other countries around the world. And I also have my own YouTube channel which teaches people and businesses how they can use 360 cameras to capture their own memories and capture their own stories to tell their audience. A 360 camera is a camera with 2 fisheye lenses. Each lens has a 200-degree field of view. What that means is a lens can see behind itself. And the area in between these lenses is called a stitch line. And this is where you stitch the front and back lens together to make 360-degree video. And that means you can see, if you keep the camera just in front of you, you can see all around you. And then in editing, you can choose which part of that 360 video you want to show your audience. Have you ever had that feeling where you're somewhere and you just want someone there with you to film you all along, maybe on your holidays? Well, with a 360 camera and a selfie stick, the best thing about a 360 camera is that the selfie stick is automatically invisible in the stitch line. So if I hold a 360 camera in front of me, you'll have a floating camera effect. So then it will look like someone is filming me all along. So if I have the selfie stick in front of me, it'll look like there's a cameraman in front of me. If I put the selfie stick behind me, it'll look like a cameraman is following me. And if I put it on the side, it'll look like a cameraman is tracking me from the side. So imagine having your film crew in your pocket, because with just a 360 camera and a selfie stick, you can get shots as if someone is following you all the time. And typically with other cameras like a mobile phone, GoPro or mirrorless cameras, you'll need to use a gimbal to get steady shots. Well, with a 360 camera, you're capturing a sphere of video and it has 6-axis stabilization. So with a 360 camera and selfie stick, you can walk, run, jump, and your footage is automatically stable without a gimbal. So imagine being able to carry this equipment in a small backpack wherever you go in the world and just run with this camera and capture shots which you couldn't do otherwise, which would require other people. And also, because you're capturing a 360 sphere, you can cut out a 16:9 video for YouTube, or you can cut out a 9:16 video for TikTok, all in one shot. And so with just filming things once, you can reframe your content for any social media platform, making your job as a content creator so much easier when there's just so many platforms out there that you have to create for. So today with the Confetti students, I showed them how you can use a 360 camera to capture unique shots that couldn't be captured with any other camera, and the cool kind of shots you can pull off. So for example, imagine that you want to capture a car journey throughout the road. So I showed them that with the invisible selfie stick effect, you can use a suction cup and stick it to the back of your car with the selfie stick and 360 camera and make it look like you have a drone following the car through your journey. And you can speed it up in editing to show a 10-minute clip in just 10 seconds. And this is a viewpoint that you cannot get with any other camera. And imagine if you go somewhere where there is a no-fly zone and you can't put your drone in the air. Well, today I showed the Confetti students that with a 3-meter selfie stick, which they tried out for themselves, you can put the 360 camera on the end of a long selfie stick and get a drone-like shot. And this is amazing because a no-fly zone is now no obstacle. You can get a drone shot wherever you go, and if you get creative and build your own 7-meter or 10-meter selfie stick, you can get even higher in the air without any worries about drone laws or having to buy a drone in the first place. So I got the selfie stick and the 360 camera out, I put it in their hands and I said, try it out for yourself. You've got to try out the bullet time effect, where you hold the 360 camera in the air, you swing around a handle, and the camera will go around you 360 degrees and capture yourself in the center. And I got the students to try it out, and they were just amazed and scared at the same time because of what it looks like when we were doing it. But when they saw the final result, they were amazed at how it looked, and it looks something that they've never seen before, especially with the invisible selfie stick effect. They could see the potential to use it in different applications. And then they got stuck in. They wanted to learn how to edit it, and they came up to try out editing in the Insta360 app. And I showed them the different ways you can reframe 360 video. So one of them is by adding keyframes, and a second way is by using something called Viewfinder. And this is where, when you have your 360 video, you can hold your mobile phone and look around the 360 video by physically moving your body, which means it feels like you're a cameraman in the moment of a pre-recorded moment. And imagine you have all the possibilities to move your phone and recreate a handheld movement that looks more natural than just adding robotic keyframes. And they managed to learn all these techniques, and now they have endless possibilities to think about however they would like to use a 360 camera, whether it's creating creative videos for brands or just using it to create memories on their holidays. The key piece of advice I could give to any content creator out there looking to kickstart their journey is just to put yourself out there. There is no such thing as a bad idea. The way that I've managed to grow and get clients, build a brand, and reach out to as many people as possible is just by putting the ideas in my mind on social media. And social media is probably the best place to put yourself out there. Your YouTube and Instagram page is so important as a representation of what you can do. From social media, I've managed to build a relationship with Insta360 where they sponsor my videos. I got called out by Mojo Fest to go out to Ireland to speak at their conferences. I got Sussex Uni as a client, who's now a regular client for my videos. I got reached out by Cancer Research to train their employees. And I've also been able to come here to Industry Week just by putting myself out there. Just don't be afraid to show what you can do. It's the best way to, by law of attraction, to get people to come to you instead of you having to go out and get them. So now that I'm 30 years old and I reflect back on my last 10 years, there is one thing that I wish I knew in my 20s, and that was how to take a passion and turn it into a business. It's one thing knowing how to create videos and how to be creative, but if you can't make money from it, then you're not going to have a sustainable living. So you need to know how to manage your money and how to make your business grow so that you can continue to do what you love day in, day out without worrying. So the key piece of advice I would give for young people is to read the books that I was personally influenced by, but I read it too late. And these books have the blueprint of how an independent person can create a big business and a business that can sustain their living. So the two books I recommend is Rich Dad Poor Dad and The 4-Hour Workweek. These two books have single-handedly inspired how I created my business, my content, and my lifestyle so that I can continue to do what I love without worrying about money. I personally feel inspired by the people around me. I think that everyone offers inspiration, and I take it from everyone because everyone has their own individual ideas that they can bring to the table. And I think that content creation is not just something you do on your own. If you have a team around you, you can do much bigger and better things. And when I work with clients and brands, I don't just come up with ideas by myself. I like to work with people within that team to come up with bigger and better ideas. And you just need to bring that inspiration and creativity out of them through these little workshops and brainstorming sessions. I think you can be so much more creative, energetic, and passionate working with more people than just yourself. So my advice is, if you want to go out and create content, go out there and find people that are like-minded like yourself and create a team and go out there and make some videos, because you'll feel like more passionate and driven to make these videos with other people than to do it by yourself. So at university, I studied computer science because when I thought about my long-term career, I thought computer science would give me the safety net of a career because technology was in demand. But actually, in my spare time, I enjoyed making videos, and that's what I did. So at university, there was film competitions going on, and there was film competitions popping up on Twitter. So I started entering these film competitions, and I needed a team to help me make these videos. So I went out on the internet, I put out ads saying, I need a VFX person, I need a voiceover person, and I started building teams with people that I've never met before, and I started making videos. And after doing so many film competitions, we won a number of them, like 3 or 4. And then I found out that I really like making videos, as well as having the technology job to give me the financial backing. But then I got to a point where I thought, I just want to do content creation full time. And so I had to make a very hard decision from my 9-to-5 job to leave a very safe job and go into content creation full time. And I knew that the thing I wanted to do day in, day out was make videos, because I love the fact that when I make videos, people get to see them and react to them. But in my 9-to-5 job, I was making things that nobody would see. So then that's when I made the shift to content creation. I think the thing that I'm most proud of when starting Best 360 was just taking that initial step out of my comfort zone to put myself out there, because it was that moment that changed my life forever. The fact that I put one video out there, which was 10 shots you can do with a 360 camera, that really changed my life. And I'm really proud that because of that, because you put yourself out there, because you took the time outside of your job and what you do to do something that you really love, that was the key turning point of my entire career, where I found this is what I love to do. So having visited Confetti for the first time, I thought it's an amazing space for creatives to get together, make videos, and just put stuff out there. I think there's a lot of creative spaces where people can come together and just get the energy flowing and get ideas out there. So I really like the spaces. They're really colorful, they're big, they're vibrant. It's a good space for people to socialize, and I think that's important, creating spaces where people can come together and do great things. It's been an absolute pleasure to be part of Industry Week, because I personally, when I was at uni, did not have an Industry Week. And I think an Industry Week is so important for young people to get the inspiration from so many people that are 10, 20, 30 years ahead of them. To know it in their 20s is really important, because you can learn from their mistakes and get ahead in your career much faster than not knowing these insights into the industry. And I'm really happy to be here and teach Confetti students the mistakes I made leading up to my 30s, so that they can get a head start in their career and do it in half or less the time than I did. I would say staying ahead of the game is just curiosity and trying new things. When I first got the Insta360 camera back in 2018, there was not many people talking about it or using it, but I was the one that picked it up and thought, what happens if I put the selfie stick in front of me? What happens if I put the selfie stick behind me? And I created my own set of 10 shots. And it's just out of curiosity and passion, that's how I managed to create something that was way ahead of the game at that moment. It's always trying to come up with new ideas, and it shouldn't be difficult if it's something you're really enthusiastic and passionate about, because you want to try and find new ways of using this great piece of technology. I think the biggest challenge I've had to overcome in recent years was actually COVID. Because prior to COVID, one of my main services was 360 coaching. So out of the conference, I had a lot of journalists around the world that wanted me to come to their news channel and train their journalists on how to use 360 cameras. So I had offers to go to Saudi Arabia, Belgium, and even head offices in London. But then COVID hit and shut all of that down. And I thought, wow, so now I really need to pivot on my foot and find new sources of income. So I had to adapt on my feet, and I created the Best 360 Academy, which is an online course which can teach anyone in the world how to use 360 cameras creatively. And I also created my own set of accessories, which I now sell on Amazon and on my own Shopify store. And I think out of adversity, you will find opportunities, and you just need to take it on the chin and try and uplift yourself and find new ways to support yourself doing what you love. I think London is a very diverse place with a lot of creative people, and there are Facebook groups, websites out there where there is a great community of creatives in London, and you should not be shy to go out to these meetups in London, like rain dance filmmaking meetups. There's so many other short film festival meetups in London that you can go to after your working hours, and Facebook groups that are in London where you can meet like-minded people and go out and make content with. And I would highly recommend any creative to just put yourself out there and meet like-minded people, because London has probably the highest concentration of creatives in England from what I've known. And I've been to many meetups in the past and met many great friends who I'm in touch with now and create content with.